Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday, everybody. Good
Oh, look
afternoon.
how fancy. We've got the Lavelle little
Yeah,
sign there.
I never know which way to point when I'm on these things. Oh my gosh. Well, hello, everyone. Happy Motivational Monday. And we couldn't be kicking off the week with a better interviewee, my good friend Alyson from down in Palm Beach County, Florida. So I brought her on today because I think it's just a super, super important topic to talk about in general, why supplementation is so necessary in today's diet, whether or not, or way of eating, style of eating, because whether or not you're eating healthy or you might not be eating so healthy, there are nutritional gaps that happen. And so, Alyson, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself to my viewers, yeah, tell us a little bit about you.
All right, awesome. Thanks for once again having me on. I love doing these. Just like Maria said, my name is Alyson. I am a practicing physician assistant here in Palm Beach County. Been doing that for over 15 years now. That makes me feel old every time I say that. And you guys, I do practice. I did move over 15 years ago into the specialty of functional medicine. Integrative medicine is becoming a lot more popular now, but a lot of people still have no idea what it is. It's very different from mainstream medicine, and we're actually getting to the root of the problem versus the Band-Aid effect, which is, taking care of treating disease is really what mainstream medicine is, where functional medicine, integrative medicine is getting to the root, but also preventative medicine, which is my type. And I know for you as well. That's why we love Thrive.
Yeah.
So that you guys, the importance, and, we see this daily in our practice, because not only are we checking hormones in the labs, not only are we looking at nutrition in the labs, the serum, but we take it a step further and we look at the micronutrients, intracellular. So not only what's in the blood, but what's in the cells. And I can't tell you the amount of deficiencies that all of us have because of many things. One, unfortunately, the soil is not what it used to be. It is not as nutritious. So even though we think we're eating healthy, we're not getting the nutrients that we think we're getting. Toxicity. You guys, fortunately, and I always recommend people do, a detox at least a few times a year, even if it's a quick detox, 3-5 days, because it's impossible to completely, I don't care how organic you are, if you're living in the world today, especially the US, you are surrounded by toxins. The cleaning supplies, if you're not washing your food well enough, everything. And even just, you guys, the lotions and the shampoos and our makeup, everything that we're using has toxins in it. So that's preventing us from absorbing everything as well. Unfortunately, we're getting a lot of dysbiosis, a lot of gut inflammation, and that bad bacteria and yeast, which is causing leaky gut, more permeability in the intestines. So that is causing some malabsorption as well, causing some of those nutritional deficiencies. And we can do a topic and a Zoom on each one of these things.
Oh, yeah.
Even hormone imbalances, just inflammation in general is what's preventing us from getting the nutrition that we need. And you guys, these nutritional gaps, nutritional deficiencies is where almost all symptoms and or disease comes from. And I think it's so important for people to know that. And I used to hate the saying, and you guys, I'm feeling it today. You are what you eat. And yesterday was Easter, and I'm very strict with my diet, as a lot of people know. And just the little cheats that I had yesterday for Easter, I am feeling it today. And that just goes to show you how much what we're putting in our bodies, how much it affects us. The inflammatory process, our focus, our energy, our mood, all of it.
Everything. And I love that you kind of made that connection where it may not be like we have deficiencies. It's not because you're not eating the right thing. It's because your process that your body has to go through for you to actually absorb it isn't working properly. So that could be the toxins, that could be the lack of the healthy gut bacteria in your intestines. And I love that you brought up gut health. It is like one of my main staples when I start working with people as a health coach. Like I'm like, do you take a probiotic? if not why. Like, and I love the two that you said you are what you eat, and it's not that any longer. It's you are what you digest.
Oh, yes, even better. I love it.
It, then you're not absorbing it, and if you can't absorb it, then you're not getting that you're not filling that gap. And so, yeah, that's, I mean, it's
and
huge.
we see it, Maria, all the time because, you know, we get the options to see where these deficiencies lie. And we do teach our patients on the right way to eat. And even with some of these changes, we're still seeing those deficiencies. And this is the main reason. And just the amount of autoimmune gut patients that we're seeing as well. And it all goes hand in hand, and it's all due to this. It all goes back to stress, inflammation, toxicity, all of it. And unfortunately, that's what we're surrounded by. And not even that, the way the food is made nowadays, you guys, the GMOs, you know, and the pesticides, and a lot of these food sensitivities that we're seeing recently, because that's one of the other things that we're seeing is a ton of food sensitivities, which is causing the gut inflammation, which again is causing malabsorption. And it's not because we're all becoming allergic to this stuff. It's because the way the food is made, we're now becoming toxic, so our body is responding in an inflammatory manner. Gluten being a big one, unfortunately. I don't know if you've read Wheat Belly, but it's an amazing book. And it's, you know, most of, in the U.S., I'm going to tell a little story really quick, but in the U.S., they douse the grain and the wheat harvest in Roundup. A ton of Roundup. So that's what we're eating on a daily basis when we're having the bread and the, you know, the flour. But I have a ton of patients who we test, me included, very severe gluten intolerance or sensitivity. So they can't eat it here. But as soon as they go overseas and they go to Paris or Europe, and they can have as much bread in the world and they don't react. So it just tells us, you know, organic is definitely going to be the better route to go. But still, you detox and filling in those nutritional gaps the right way. And that's you guys, why we scream thrive from the rooftops.
Yes, because as most of my viewers know, my health journey started a long time ago. I mean, I've always been active in promoting good health, but especially when I came into my health coaching degree, and I found that out when I found out that they spray glyphosate on the wheat just to make it easier to harvest. It's like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. And here's poison.
It's all money. It's all a business.
Yeah. And I don't want that in my body. So I haven't, you know, when I started to eliminate the wheat, it was amazing. You know, those really inflammatory things, the dairy, the sugars, all of that. Now, when you said that, you know, we're having these allergic responses, a question came to mind. When you start to heal your gut, and you start to fill those nutritional gaps and your body starts to absorb things better, is it possible for someone that was not allergic to something before have an allergic reaction or a response in the body to something because you're actually kind of absorbing it better, and then your body's finally like, oh no, I don't really like that?
Well, honestly, allergen and sensitivity are different. So allergy is allergy. Usually somebody has an allergy that's going to be lifelong. But actually, no, I've seen the opposite from what you just mentioned. Typically, when you heal the body and you heal the gut, we'll retest the food sensitivities, and they're different. And you guys, a lot of times we gain these sensitivities by eating the same foods over and over, especially the toxic and high inflammatory foods over and over every day. So always switch it up. But yeah, when you start healing the body, you're reducing inflammation. And sensitivity equates to inflammation. So when you do eat these foods, once you've healed the body and you fill in those nutritional gaps, your response is not going to be as great. On the other end of the spectrum, and this is what happens to me, just why I'm feeling it today after yesterday of eating gluten, if you have a true sensitivity that your body is just going to react, you could probably never go back to it, especially if it's more of a toxicity reaction. You've completely eliminated your body. You're used to feeling good. You know what feeling good feels like. So as soon as you have a little bit of that inflammatory food, you feel it. Because now your body's like, wow, okay, I remember I used to feel like this all the time, and I never even related it to the food. But I mean, that fog, everything aches, my joints are killing me, I'm tired. But it's more so because I'm so used to, now that my body had a little bit of toxins, more inflammation, and I'm not used to that, I'm definitely going to feel a difference. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm more sensitive or allergic to it.
Right. Yeah. And I noticed that too when I started to eliminate the wheats and most all grains. From my diet, the minute I have something in it that might have that, my nose just stuffs up like instantly, and I get a headache. And I'm like, oh, well, then I had wheat in it.
No. Well, and I talk about this all the time, every day with my patients, because of how important elimination diets are, and eliminating inflammation in the body, because you guys, inflammation is everything. That's all disease. You want to get rid of all disease, you get rid of inflammation in the body. And they're like, no, I can tolerate those foods. I don't have issues with those foods. I'm like, you really don't know. You've been feeling so terrible for so long on a daily basis. You don't even know that it's food related until you completely take it out for at least 4 weeks, is what I tell them. And then reintroduce one at a time and really pay attention to how you're feeling. You will know. And almost 9 times out of 10, the person's like, wow, you're right. I cannot tolerate those foods. Yeah. So that's something there's always testing out there as well. You can even buy some online, the food sensitivity testing. They're everywhere. Or practicing some sort of elimination diet.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that being said, and you working in the functional medicine office and having all these tests and all these things at your fingertips. So tell everybody kind of why you are a proponent of Thrive.
Absolutely. I wasn't at first, you guys. I was a very big skeptic. If you know my story, I laughed at the product, because in our practice, that's what we do. We fill in nutritional gaps. We optimize the body so you're working at optimal. We balance the body. So it was probably about 6 years ago, one of my patients came in and brought in this 3-step system and told me all about filling in the nutritional gaps, and I kind of laughed at her, not to her face, but it was in one ear, out the other. I didn't think that this product was going to be better than the prescriptions. We have IV vitamins that I was personally doing. We have, I personally was doing like 20 prescription supplements, and that's what I was giving most of my patients. You had the vitamin D and the omegas and the probiotics, you had all of it. And we were doing bioidentical hormones. So I didn't think, obviously, I knew that we had the good stuff, because if you guys don't know, over the counter, not regulated as far as supplements go. So I kind of just thought it was going to be similar to that. Well, everything I was doing, you guys, and at the time, 6 years ago when I was introduced, I was still doing my elimination diet, completely working out. I was taking all my supplements, my prescription grade, but I still secretly just wasn't feeling great, like I should have. And I was fatigued, drinking tons of coffee, so inflamed, a lot of pain just from herniated discs in general. I was getting epidurals at the time. Sleep was terrible, and napping on the weekends, and cranky, mood swings like crazy. That was the monster bomb. So after trying everything else for multiple years, prescription on prescription, I even tried other companies, other probiotic shakes, and nothing worked for me. It was depressing, because I thought that this was how life was going to be, and it was just going to be worse if I didn't take care of myself. So I was still going to take care of myself, but I just didn't think that. I thought I was getting older and I wasn't ever going to be optimized. So finally, as a last resort, gave Thrive a try, almost to prove everybody wrong that it does not work. And that was 4+ years ago. Have not missed a day. Still wear my DFT every day. Wear it loud and proud. You guys, this is a different product, unlike anything I've ever tried before. And as I just said, I do have the good stuff. I have the high grade stuff. The companies and the CEOs really wanted a product where you felt the difference when you introduced it, and you truly do. And Maria will attest to that. All the thousands and thousands of stories out there will attest to that. The reason being is they do get to certificate of analysis to prove the quality of the products, even though they don't have to. So this is high grade. The absorption is up to 98%, unlike maybe 10% of something that's over the counter. And it's just, you guys, it's just nutrition sourced from farms around the United States, non-GMO. The second is the delivery system. You guys, I was taking, even though it was high grade, prescription, high absorption, since I was taking like 20 something pills all at once, there's no way you're absorbing. I don't care how good your gut health is. You're not absorbing all of that. This is only 2 capsules. The rest is liquid form. And then the third step is the patch, transdermal. You're absorbing it through the skin, which is our largest organ of the body. So you definitely are going to see a better response as far as absorption goes. And then the high quality probiotics. I was doing probiotics for a very long time prior to Thrive, and I still had to die off detox, which means the probiotics killed even more off when I introduced the product. And you guys, like we just said, what we've said through this whole thing, you heal the gut, you're going to see more absorption. So the gut health with this product, the high grade nutrition, the delivery system is what makes it so different. And you guys, I did, because I was such a skeptic, a lot of research back and forth with this company to know the ins and out of everything in this product before I would recommend it to my patients. Loved everything that I saw, love everything that I feel. So I do recommend it. I've recommended it to hundreds and hundreds of patients, and just so many incredible stories.
Yeah, that's awesome, because we all have deficiencies in one way or another, or we all have different levels of toxicity, but it is so simple. We try to overcomplicate it.
Yes.
Like let's throw 20 supplements at it. Let's do this and let's take all this. And it's like, well, some people, and I think some people are skeptics because they're like, well, it's 3 steps.
Yeah,
And that's
absolutely.
And
and I want to tell you too, that's one of the other easy reasons why it works so well is compliance.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always tell my patients, if you're not going to take it, it's not going to work. And I know for me, compliance is an issue. For opening up 20 bottles every day, they had to be spread out throughout the day.
Yeah.
This is morning, I'm done, easy. I mean, I would forget supplements at least 3-4 times a week. I haven't missed a day in 4.5 years with Thrive because it's just so easy. And you look forward to taking it.
I do. They're like my little jumper cables in the morning. They're right next to my bed. So before I even get out of bed, I'm taking those capsules. And then, I love the strawberry shake. And so it's like my little treat in the morning, and
Absolutely. And that's another big reason, you guys, it's easy. So people are taking it.
Yeah. So take a chance on feeling better. Take a chance on seeing what filling in your nutritional gaps can really do for you. So reach out to me here on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram right there. You can reach out to Alyson. We are here and open to answering any and all questions that you might have about this system and about how it can really work for your life and shift that lifestyle that you might not even realize you need, but we all probably need a little bit of energy, right?
Absolutely. I think people are struggling nowadays, and it's because of that. They're inflamed, they're toxic, they're not optimized. So we've got something for you.
Yes, we do. This stuff is gold, y'all. It is gold. And you just got to give it a chance, give it a month, get it in your system on an empty stomach, and the rest will be history. Because I know in my short time with it, what is it, like 8 months maybe now? I mean, I haven't missed a day, and I never will miss a day, and I haven't drank coffee since. So.
And your transformation is unreal. Looking at your transition of all your pictures, just amazing.
It's insane. And I'm about to.
And you can tell the gut health improvement. You could tell because you were never overweight. You just had bloating, and now.
I didn't even realize how bloated I was. I mean, most of the day I was just spent sucking it in. But yeah, I mean, if you really look at that, like I had so much distension.
And now you're just a little hot mama. Getting ready for Mexico again.
Come on, get your Thrive on with me. And then I'm here at the bar studio all evening too, teaching classes. So come and work out with me.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Alyson, for sharing your insights. And everybody watching now or the replay, reach out to us if you have any questions. We'd love to chat all things Thrive with you and health and wellness. So
absolutely. Bye guys. Happy Monday.
We'll see you later.